Have you ever walked into a Cheesecake Factory and felt that sudden wave of menu anxiety? 20 pages of everything from avocado egg rolls to miso salmon. It's a restaurant that defies the less is more rule of modern business, and yet it still works. But right now, investors are looking at a different kind of menu. It's the Q1 2026 earnings report. In a world where inflation is eating away at the American wallet and dining out is becoming a luxury, Cake is trying to prove that massive menu and a premium experience can still win. Is this stock a double chocolate tribute to growth, or is this company biting off more than it can chew? Today, we are diving deep into the numbers. We're going to look at the revenue beats, the margin pressures, and the secret weapon hidden in their North Italia and Flower Child brands. If you own this stock, or if you've ever wondered how a company can sell 30 different types of cheesecake and still stay profitable, you need to hear this right now. All right, hey there, my name is Anthony and welcome to Growing Your Wealth. Let's look at the appetizers. The headline numbers from the report for Q1 2026, the Cheesecake Factory reported total revenues of nearly $979 million, which was a 5.6% year-over-year growth. This technically was a modest beat against analysts' expectations, but the number that really matters in the restaurant world is comparable restaurant sales. The Cheesecake Factory brand saw a 1.6% increase in comps. Now, in a high-growth tech world, 1.6% sounds small, but in a tight-belt economy, positive comps are a sign of incredible brand loyalty. They also increased their guidance to $3.91 billion in revenue, which I always enjoy hearing. People aren't just going for the food, they are going for the Cheesecake Experience. Even more impressive was North Italia, their high-end Italian concept, which posted a 4% increase in comps. This tells us that the premium diner is still spending money. The company is successfully diversifying away from just being the cheesecake place, not to mention Flower Child, an absolute wow. They just increased sales 21% to $52.6 million. This is what we call a 1-2 punch while not having these businesses slow each other down. This is what I'm talking about. This is the potential that caught my eye when the Cheesecake Factory bought Fox Restaurant Concepts.
Although they've got a bunch of others, like a North Italia, an upscale Italian chain, Flower Child, fast casual chain where everything is locally sourced, all natural, made from scratch, and the Fox Restaurant Concepts, which is more of an innovation lab for new brands. So what's the secret sauce that's driving this thing? Whether you're a regular customer or not, Cheesecake Factory is infamous for one thing. It's ridiculously large menu. It's over 20 pages long, roughly 225 different items at any given time. Of course, when you take away the roughly 45 different cheesecakes and other desserts, it's slightly more manageable. But they've still got a sprawling lineup of foods. You can't get enough of those avocado egg rolls.
Now, we have three major pros buried in this Q1 report that should make any investor smile. North Italia, this company is becoming their growth engine, okay? While the main Cheesecake Factory brand is mature and grows slowly, North Italia is a scalable, high-margin concept. The company just opened 3 new locations this quarter and is on track to hit their goal of 15 to 20% unit growth for this brand. Despite the rising costs of labor and grocery inflation, especially dairy and eggs, which are vital for, yeah, you guessed it, cheesecake, right?
Basically, Cheesecake Factory covers all the bases, making it a good choice when you're looking to go out with a group of friends. This is quite literally the safest option because nobody's such a picky eater that they can't find something to order here. As analysts at Goldman Sachs put it, this diverse menu eliminates the, quote, no vote when deciding where to go out to eat. Plus, with its wide variety of price points ranging from $12.95 for a cheese flatbread to $31 for steak frites, there's a value here for everybody. That's crucial in this environment. Throw in Cheesecake Factory's massive portions that have you leaving with leftovers, plenty of leftovers. And the value proposition here is clear. If there's one thing the winners in the restaurant space have in common right now, it's that they offer a great value proposition. I mean, given the size of the stuff, it's almost like you get 2 meals in one, provided you use the doggy bag, which is what my father's business was. And look, even if you're not a fan, it's hard to argue with Cheesecake Factory's annualized unit volume of $12.5 million. And that's what they make per share. And it's an obscenely large number for the restaurant industry. Everyone does marvel at these guys' profitability. High average unit volumes are great, but converting them to higher profits is even better. Luckily, management's been focused on doing just that by investing in their workforce with the goal of making the Cheesecake Factory a better place to work in order to retain talent.
The company still managed to keep their labor costs stable at about 35% of revenue. They are using technology and kitchen efficiencies to protect their bottom line. Also, this is a good one. The rewards program, or Cheesecake Rewards, has officially surpassed expectations. This program is giving them first-party data. They know now exactly when you want that slice of dulce de leche. They love to know when you want it. And they are using targeted marketing to drive traffic during slow Tuesday afternoons. This is digital maturity in an old school industry, plain and simple. Now, I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't look at the negatives. And don't get me wrong, these aren't anything that's going to bring down the business, but we have to address these things to become, for this company to become a more leaner, profitable, and growing company. So, as I said, no meal is perfect, and this earnings report has some bitter notes that we technically can't ignore. Okay, so the traffic versus the price. It's a bit concerning if you dig deeper. Looking at the 1.6% comp growth, much of it was driven by menu price increases, not necessarily more people walking through the door. Traffic, which is their guest count, was actually slightly down or flat. You can only raise the price of a cheesecake or any menu item so many times before the customer is going to say, you know what, I'm done, staying home, that's it, can't spend. We also have to address the development delays. The report mentioned permitting and construction headwinds. They want to open up 22 new restaurants this year, but they are behind schedule. And when you're in a high interest rate environment, every month a construction site sits empty, it's money down the drain. And finally, we have to talk about the debt and interest. This company is carrying a significant amount of debt to fund these new openings. With interest rates staying higher for longer, their cost of capital is increasing. This puts pressure on the ability to continue their dividend and share buyback programs at the same rate, which I think they're safe, but it's something we have to address. So, where does Cake go from here? Well, the stock is currently trading at a forward P of about 12 to 15, depending on analysts and your own numbers. For a company that pays a steady dividend and has a moat as wide as their menu, well, it's significantly very attractive valuation. I like it. If management can successfully navigate the inflation hump and continue their aggressive rollout of North Italia and Flower Child, we are looking at a company that is transforming from a one-hit wonder into a diversified restaurant portfolio.
Meanwhile, they're planning to open 25 new locations. They're in growth mode this year across all their brands, although only 3 or 4 of these will be Cheesecake Factories, which isn't much given that they currently have 215. The other concepts are doing the heavy lifting. Management expects to open 6 to 7 of these North Italia locations, 6 to 7 at Flower Child location, and as many as 8 to 9 FRC restaurants. Of these other concepts, they're no joke either. North Italia's unit volume is 7.75 million, Flower Child's 4.6 million. So adding new locations will be meaningful to the overall earnings. This comes out to 7% unit growth overall, which is enough to make this a pretty compelling restaurant growth story.
Now, if I'm honest, I see price fluctuating around the $55 to $75 range over the next 12 months as the market realizes that casual dining technically isn't dead. It's just being consolidated into the strongest brands. The weak restaurants are dying off, leaving more market share for the factory. The Cheesecake Factory is a testament to the fact that quality and consistency matters. They haven't changed their vibe in 30 years, and yet they're more relevant than ever because they provide attainable luxury in an uncertain world. And if I'm being honest, this earnings report, well, it's technically kind of mixed to me. It's not an F grade, so don't get me wrong, I'm not giving it an F, but they didn't completely ace the Q1 test. I do like that they beat on top line EPS and comparable restaurant sales while keeping margins relatively in check, if not a little bit better. But 19 restaurant closures and no acceleration in new restaurant openings from North Italia or Flower Child, well, it's a little bit disappointing. My entire plan with the Cheesecake Factory is to accumulate and hold. In all reality, if you view Cheesecake as, a pure dividend investment with extremely modest growth, these earnings were absolutely bam. They're awesome. But I understand the potential of this business that is extremely overlooked by the market. They are so much better than other dividend plays. And when they start to accelerate restaurant openings in new untapped markets, you won't see cake this cheap. I'm being real. You're not gonna see this cheap once the market realizes. So, as you think about cake and ponder whether or not it's a good investment, let me leave you with these wise words. In Malachi 3:10, it says, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be enough room to store it." Just as God is commanding us to test him and his faithfulness, test the Cheesecake Factory on their ability to execute. All right, that's it. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this report, or are you even invested in the business at all? Q1 is in full swing, and I have a bunch of videos coming out in the future on businesses I'm investing in and their company earnings. I'll also reveal some new companies that I've been watching and maybe looking to invest in. If you want to know my thoughts on who the new king of AI could be, click right here. Tap it, push it, beat it down. Until the next video, happy investing, and may God truly bless each and every one of you.